Hey everybody. Today I'm going to examine some of the thoughts that make us unhappy when we're driving our cars and stuck in traffic, and demonstrate that it's the thoughts rather than the traffic that give us the bad times, when what we really want out of life are good times. So I used to have this job as a landscaper, and my boss really hated it if we were late for work. And so I used to have all this anxiety about being late for work. If I left for work at, say, 12 minutes past 7, I would generally get there on time. But if I left for work at like 7:13, it was like the traffic just suddenly switched during that minute and I would be late. And for some reason, as is human nature, I used to always leave at 7:12 and a half so that it would be, sometimes I'd make it on time and sometimes I wouldn't. And that's the funny thing, like we always seem to do that to ourselves for some reason. So anyway, this one time, grabbed my thermos of coffee and my sandwiches. I usually eat them on the way to work because it's like stationary traffic for a while. Get in the car and it's 7:14, look at the clock and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, here we go. Get to the first intersection and there's, sometimes when you're late and there's just like no gap to go in. So I'm sitting there like waiting for a gap so that I can get onto the road and then kind of get out, get onto the motorway and get to work. And it's like 3 or 4 intersections before the motorway and every single one is like that. It's just one of those days. It's funny that when you're early there's always a gap, but when you're late there never is. And so anyway, get to the on-ramp to get onto the motorway, and this is where it's kind of make or break for the timing. And of course it's backed right up, like further than I've ever seen it, and I know that I'm just going to be sitting there for the next 15 minutes, like knowing that I'm going to be late for work. And I'm just like, oh God, come on, Jesus, come on. Hating life, basically. Thinking about everything that's wrong with my job, everything that's wrong with my life. Why can't I just win lotto? And then, I don't know why that particular day, but something just switched in my mind. And I just thought, I'm sitting in a nice warm car. I've got my coffee, I've got my sandwiches. I'm listening to some music. There was actually a nice sunrise. There's often a nice sunrise coming to that on-ramp. It's just before this bridge over the harbour. So you can see out at the boats and stuff. And I was just like, what am I doing to myself? I spend 10 hours a week probably in my car, often in traffic. If I'm not enjoying those 10 hours, that's like 10 hours a week, 500 hours a year just down the drain. I guess I just stopped trying to hope that the traffic would go faster and just accepted it as like forced relaxation time. And the funny thing is, when I got to work, my boss wasn't even there. So all that stress for literally nothing. So here's a thought experiment. Just sit in your car with a cup of coffee and a sandwich, put some music on, and just chill for half an hour and see how it feels. And I bet it feels pretty good. That fact is just concrete proof that when we're stressing out, stuck in traffic, the only thing that's different is our judgment of the situation. Like the physical system is exactly the same. We're just sitting there enjoying ourselves or, hating it just based on the thoughts that are running through our mind. I hope that helps you have more good times and less bad times. It certainly helped me have more good times and less bad times. And I'll see you next time.